We're always told to add more to our lives, right? Learn more, do more, be more. But what if the real secret to growth isn't about adding at all, but subtracting? Today, we're going to explore this really cool idea that letting go might just be the most powerful way to move forward. I think we all know the feeling. Those endless to-do lists, the 5 new habits you're supposed to start on Monday, the skills you have to learn just to keep up. It's this constant, relentless pressure to just accumulate more stuff on our already overflowing plates. But honestly, does it even work? And let's just pause on that for a second. Seriously, is all of this adding in your life leading to genuine, real growth, or is it just leading to, well, exhaustion? It's a really crucial question, and it's one we tend to just blow past in our rush to get better. And that right there is the self-improvement trap. It's this myth that more is always better. It's basically the engine of hustle culture, and the truth is, it can leave us feeling totally overwhelmed, spread way too thin, and kind of like we're just running in place instead of actually getting anywhere that matters. Okay, but what if there's another way? A path that's, I don't know, a little more elegant and a lot more effective for becoming who we want to be. That is exactly what we are exploring today. This simple but honestly profound idea of growth through elimination. Now, the key word here is strategic elimination. This isn't about depriving yourself or, becoming a hermit. It's a deliberate, really focused process. It's about identifying and removing the things that are actually holding you back so that the stuff that truly matters has room to flourish. So how do we actually do this? Let's get really concrete. We're going to look at 3 powerful and maybe even surprising things that you can strategically remove from your life, like starting right now to create space for some real progress. Oh man, this first one is huge. Just think for a second about how much energy we spend trying to justify our choices or explain our feelings, just making sure that everybody else gets us. It is absolutely exhausting, and a lot of the time, it doesn't even work. So the trap is basically depending on other people to validate who you are. You end up becoming a reflection of what they approve of. But when you subtract that need, what you find is this incredible freedom. It's this authentic self-reliance, where you actually start to trust your own judgment and live by your own values. Getting this quote deep into your bones is a total game changer. Your worth isn't determined by someone else's understanding of you. It lets you move through the world with this quiet confidence that doesn't need a round of applause to feel secure. All right, next up, let's talk about our relationships for a minute. There's this really subtle habit that, honestly, most of us have, and it can really get in the way of true connection. Taking this one out of the equation can be transformative. We've all been on both sides of this. Someone shares a story, and our immediate impulse is to jump in with, oh, that reminds me of this one time when right? We totally hijack the conversation. It's not usually malicious, but it completely stops a real, genuine exchange from happening. So the trap here is living in this world of really shallow interactions where everybody is just kind of waiting for their turn to speak. But the freedom, what you discover when you subtract your own ego from the equation, is the space for genuine connection, where people feel truly seen and actually heard. I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? When you delete that impulse to constantly talk about yourself, you start to truly listen. And in that listening, you build relationships that are just so much deeper and way more rewarding. Okay, our third and final act of subtraction is maybe the hardest one, but it might also be the most liberating. It's all about letting go of this demand we have that life has to give us these neat, tidy endings for everything. You know the trap? You're stuck in the past, replaying a breakup or some failed project over and over, demanding an answer or an apology that's probably never going to come. You're trying to force an ending on a story that's already over. The freedom comes when you can accept that some things just stay unresolved, and that's okay. It's about embracing that ambiguity and finally allowing yourself to move forward. Wow, that's such a powerful thought. Letting go of the need for that perfect final chapter frees you up to start writing a completely new story. It is the ultimate act of releasing the past so you can build a better future. So, we've talked about deleting the need to be understood, getting rid of conversational narcissism, and letting go of the need for closure. What this all really points to is a bigger philosophy, which brings us right back to our main idea, why less is so often more. It's about the power of an essentialist life, where the goal isn't to have more, but to have only what truly matters.
And let's be super clear about this. This is not about self-denial. Not at all. By removing all that mental and emotional clutter, you are creating the necessary space for the important things in your life to actually grow. You're amplifying the signal by cutting out all the noise.
So, what's the result of all this? Well, first, you gain this incredible mental clarity when you're not constantly looking for validation. Second, your focus on what's truly essential gets so much deeper when you're not distracted by all that conversational noise. And third, by relying on yourself instead of these outside forces, you build a foundation of true, unshakable confidence. So, as we wrap this up, I'm going to leave you with a question. I want you to look at your own life, your habits, your mindsets. What is the one thing, that one piece of clutter, that you can strategically delete today to make room for something so much better tomorrow?